Hearts were broken for some and dreams came true for others on Monday night's finale of Farmer Wants a Wife. Farmers Will, Ben and Harry had to choose between the two ladies each staying on their farms. Watch the video above. Farmer Will gets a grilling from Jess's family. Watch Farmer Wants a Wife on Channel 7 and stream it for free on 7+. Who could they see living their lives with, and who was sent home in tears? Before making their final decision on which lady they want to stay in their lives, the 3 remaining farmers headed to meet their prospective in-laws. In a previous episode, it was the other way around, with the farmers' family members arriving to scope out which hopefuls might be best suited to life on the farm. Loading Instagram post this time, each farmer wanted to get an insight into where their potential life partners come from, and whether they're likely to have a good relationship with the Raleighs. First up, Victorian farmer Harry headed up to the Sunshine Coast in Queensland to meet Bronte's relatives. Bronte is a little older Harry, 27 to his 23, and had already made it clear that she wanted to start having children fairly soon. Bronte and Harry bonded quickly. Credit, 7 Harry's mom and 2 brothers were concerned that he was too young to be thinking about that anytime soon. But the meeting went swimmingly, with Bronte's family impressed with his kind manner and maturity. Wingham dairy farmer Ben was headed for Sydney to meet Kiani's mum, dad and brother. Kiani's parents liked him, but worried that the demands of running a dairy farm wouldn't leave much time for Ben to focus on the relationship. Ben and Kiani share a kiss. Credit, 7 for Will. It was time to head off to Maddie's family home on the outskirts of Melbourne to meet her mum, dad and Nan. In typically protective fatherly fashion, Maddie's dad clearly didn't want his daughter to be hurt. He said Will seemed genuine, however, and formed a good first impression. Will meets Maddie's family. Credit, 7 Then, it was time for each farmer to meet the families of their other partner. Harry was on the Gold Coast to meet Tess's mom and friends, who had a few pointed questions to ask. Loading Instagram post. Tess still has 18 months left to complete a master's degree in psychology, and at first, she and Harry would need to maintain a long-distance relationship. Harry said being able to compromise would be important if the relationship were to work. Harry meets Tess's mum and a friend on Farmer Wants a Wife. Credit, 7 Long-distance love would also be on the cards, at least initially, if NSW-based Ben chose Leash, who lives in Brisbane. He met 2 Leash's best mates, who found him to be the genuine article, and then spent some time back at her place. In a separate interview, he said he was worried Leash would have to leave her job of 11 years and her established life in the city if she were to be with him. Ben and Leash have a chat. Credit, 7 Finally, Will headed to Jess's family in Esk, Queensland. Will said he was worried Jess would be homesick if she moved away from her tight-knit circle of family and friends. During his meeting with Jess's mum, sister and stepdad, they gave him a good grilling. Bondi Rescue star's horror Bali accident. Prognosis wasn't good if Jess moves there. Will she bump into any of your ex-girlfriends? Her sister asked at one point. Potentially, he laughed nervously, adding that he had only had 2 serious relationships before going on Farmer Wants a Wife. Jess's stepdad, mum and sister give Will a grilling. Credit, 7 It seemed clear that her family was not super keen on the prospect of her moving from Queensland to Victoria, where Will's farm is, and that gave him some serious food for thought. With the family meetings done and dusted, it was finally time for the farmers to reveal their decisions. Farmer Harry for Harry, it was all about Tess. He admitted that he had struggled with the concept of a long-distance romance, but he had fallen in love with her and wanted to be with her. Tess was ecstatic, saying Harry had spoken some beautiful words. "Oh my gosh, thank you," she repeated several times. "I'm falling in love with you. I'd hoped to find something real, and it's incredible. I'm just stoked." Tess and Harry. Credit, 7 Unfortunately he then had to break the news to Bronte that he had fallen in love with Tess. "Tess is very lucky," a clearly upset Bronte said. "But I get why you love her." "It's not what I want to hear. But it's okay." Farmer Ben for Farmer Ben, it started with Leash, and it finished with her, too. "From the moment I met you, you've always been on my mind," he told her. "You are genuine, you are respectful." Beatles icon cancels concert after sudden illness. He was worried that Leash was too settled in her life in Brisbane, whilst Kiani was ready to move at the drop of a hat. But his heart, when all was said and done, was with Leash. "Leash, I've fallen madly in love with you," he said tearfully. "I'd love for you to run away with me and start this next chapter of our lives together." Loading tweet. "I have to weigh up where I want to be and what I want my future to look like," he told Kiani. "And when I do that, there's one woman I see next to me. From the start, I said I'd follow my heart. And my heart's not with you. My heart's with Leash. Ben and Leash." Credit, 7ouch. But Kiani was gracious. "I am, so insanely happy for you," she said. "I think the world of you. I just think you deserve to be loved the way that you." "Yeah, you need to be loved." Farmer Will admitted that he had been torn between Jess, whom he describes as a ball of fun and exciting, and Maddie, whom he describes as kind, considerate and caring. Maddie was left devastated and in tears when Will announced he had chosen Jess. "I'm so sorry," he said, clearly feeling terrible about having to tell her that she wasn't the one for him. Adam Levine's pregnant wife pictured backstage at first show since cheating scandal. "I still believe in love," she said later. "I've got a lot of love to give. I'm just going to wait my turn." For Jess, the reaction was very different. Loading tweet. "You lift everyone up," Will said. "I really am falling in love with you. Oh, I'm shaking." Jess responded. "Yeah. Jess and Will." Credit, 7ouch. Will said later, "Honestly, I think I may have potentially found a wife. I'm really happy," he added. "I didn't expect this at all." Watch the Farmer Wants a Wife reunion at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday on Channel 7 and 7plus. For more engaging entertainment content, visit 7Life on Facebook. Play video. Meet the cast of Farmer Wants a Wife 2022. Meet the cast of Farmer Wants a Wife 2022.